ahead.
I thought you was ready. I apologize.
Go ahead.
All right, now it's 9:30. The 11th day of June, Monday morning, we'll bring regular session Somervell County Courts to order. Let the record show Larry Hulsey, John Curtis, Danny Chambers, Kenneth Wood, Don Krantz are all present. Would you please join us in the pledges?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Larry, would you lead us in the prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day you give us. Father, we pray for wisdom here on this court to do your will. In Jesus' wonderful name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Larry. Come on in, Brian. Mr. Lucas, how we doing this morning? Good.
Y'all want us to go back through the pledges for you?
Anything you'd like to hear, listen to? All right, item number 3, approved minutes of the previous commissioner's court.
I'm showing 3 meeting minutes, 2 on the 21st and 1 on the 14th.
All right. Well, we had 3. We have two in one place.
Yeah, we had that one on oil and gas, remember? So I make a motion that we approve the 3 sets of meetings.
I have a motion by John, a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 4 is discuss take action on fees for mobile food vendor inspections. Is Mark here? And I think Stephanie's here from the city if we have any questions. The city is getting ready to implement probably tonight, an ordinance on mobile food trucks. They've got a little park set up down there by Quick Car, I think, where maybe they can set up if they start leasing out or anywhere and everywhere, I guess, huh?
Well, the one down by the Quick Car is the mobile food court.
Okay.
There's multiple people who set up there. This one is going to just be for the mobile food vendors, which we don't have anything in place for right this moment. We want to make sure they're not driving along really.
Right.
We got their fire marshal.
And if I read this right, I think they'll pay like $300 to the city. Is that correct?
Yes.
To get, okay.
So the way that the ordinance is currently written, we did not impose a fee for the fire marshal's office.
Okay.
Consider that might be better if it was imposed by the fire marshal's office itself rather than have city and county try to
Right.
do the transfer of funds.
Right.
So.
Mark, what do you think on inspections?
Well, Stephanie and I did some research, and the going rate for something like that would be $30 to $100.
Okay.
There's not going to be a lot of work involved on our part, obviously, because it's a small little trailer.
Right.
We do the routine fire inspection. We do not charge for fire inspections currently. The annual fire safety inspections that we've been doing, we were going to wait until we got the whole county done, and then come to the board and ask if they wanted to impose some type of fee schedule. So this is kind of beat us to the punch. So it's whatever you guys feel like doing. We'll probably lean on Brian to see what he thought. But if there's about 400 to 500 businesses in the county that we do. So if we maybe move forward, maybe starting January 1st with a $30 fee, you can kind of do the math and what kind of revenue that would make.
Will we be bringing all the rest of them back to the court also, as far as the fee structure for anything and everything?
It's up to the Commissioner's Court. It is a heavy task that we're heavily involved in. It does take up a lot of our time.
Okay.
So it is very common for a agency to charge an inspection fee.
Right.
But we didn't want to do it starting off because there's going to be multiple inspections on the same businesses until
Catch them up.
Caught up and trained on what they need to do.
And any fee would need to be approved with you guys.
And I'm not speaking for the court. How about if you put together like I know most of them be standard, like a fee structure of how we're going to do it, and then present it to us, and then a date that you'd like to adopt it, and then we will, adopt it all at one time. If that's good with you, and then that will put us behind the city. If y'all definitely adopt your ordinance tonight, then we'll be in good shape to move forward with all of our fee structures. Is that good with the court?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. So we won't take any action on item number 4 at this time. We'll wait till we see the whole structure presented to us, and then we'll look at it if that's good with you. All right. Thank you, Mark. All right. Item number 5, discuss take action on revised Citizen Center banquet room contract. Pam's here if we were to have any discussion for her. We've had some folks, and Pam, if I misspeak, you let me know. We've had some folks that are waiting to the last minute, 11 to 12, to start cleaning up. She likes to have her folks and everybody out of there by 12 p.m. She's had some folks that's been making a huge mess with some of their parties. So she's changed the no glitter, sequins, confetti, or objects less than 1 inch in size may be used for decorating, which will be easier for them to clean up, instead of glitter and very, very small confetti. And then she's wanting the monitors are available to open the building at 8 a.m. and close at 10 p.m. So they can start their cleanup time a little sooner, and they can get out of there by 10 p.m. She's had some difficulties on some of the different parties that they've been trying to have there. So we have any questions for Pam? Well, do I have a motion to accept her new rules and regulations?
Do they have a board of directors?
Yes, they do.
Is this something that would normally come to us, or would that go to their board?
It normally comes back to us on because we own the building and we set the rates also for what you charge.
Okay.
We collect the rent, goes to Susie, and it goes into our.
And they sign this contract in our office, in
Okay.
the office, so.
I just want to overstep our bounds with
her board?
With their board.
I make a motion we accept the changes.
I have a motion by Kenneth to accept the contract as presented.
Second.
I have a second by Don. Any further questions or comments? Issues, concerns? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Thank you, Pam. Item number 6, discuss future staffing for road and bridge. I don't know if we're moving forward with this today to discuss this or not discuss this.
I put this on the agenda, and I will bring it to the court. First of all, we don't have a county superintendent. We have a roads county superintendent. We have a roads superintendent, and we're going into budget hearings. And let me just say this: the intent of this was to discuss the remainder of this year, not the 2018-19 budget piece of it, because we have some potential concerns from a staffing level. And if y'all think we can discuss this in the budget hearing, I'm willing to wait till the budget hearing. But if not, then I think we need to talk about it now.
And I can explain how the county superintendent, the road superintendent, got on there. It's in the pull-down menu as we put the agendas together, like precinct 3, precinct 4, whatever, county judge, and that comes up. So we'll have to change that template so it says road superintendent. But I guess whatever y'all are most comfortable with, if you want to discuss.
I think we need to wait till the budget.
You want to wait and go through it? In fact,
Myself.
All right.
I do too.
So is everybody good to wait and talk to it? Are you good with that?
Yeah.
At this time?
I'll live with that at this time.
And Brian and I have discussed it also. The gentleman that's talking about retiring, if he tries to go through on July 31st, goes through and retires, and we come back August 1st, we know that he's definitely not there, then anything we have to address this year, we can also bring back at any time to the court, and we'll discuss it. If we have to cover August and September, and then we can discuss it any time during regular session if we have to outside the budget. Is that right with you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is that good?
I can live with it.
Okay. All right. So we will not have any discussion or decision on item number 6. Item number 7, discuss take action on 2018 fireworks resolution for July 4th weekend. Mark, I guess back to you on recommendations there. They're forecasting rain Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday next week.
Right, and currently, the KVDI index shows that we're at 200, and what that means to you guys is we don't get excited until it's up to 400. So the state, this whole part of the state is green, With the exception of the West Texas Panhandle area, that's the only area of concern right now. I'm with not imposing this rule. I think it's better for our vendors who are out there not to have this rule in place. So I would strive not to. I wouldn't recommend putting it in place unless it's necessary.
So just go ahead and allow them to sell fireworks right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I did not know until we did some further research. Jim Allison, which does the research for all the judges, apparently through a disaster order, we really can't even prohibit the aerial fireworks, so I understand, until the KDBI is over 575.
Yeah.
Did not know that. Wow, learn something every day. All right, so we have any discussion on this resolution where they can sell in the unincorporated areas? Let's see. I normally have the dates on here. The order will expire unless we have other drought conditions in the county on midnight of July the 4th. I don't have on here when it started. I think it's June the 30th. So, do we want to allow people to sell fireworks? If we do, then I need a motion.
Yeah, I make a motion. We allow them to sell July the 4th.
I have a motion by Kenneth.
Second.
I have a second by John. Any further questions or comments or discussions? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against. Item number 8, discuss take action on interlocal agreement between the County of Somervell, Texas and Somervell County Youth Fair Association. I know that Dwayne Johnson has been heavily involved in this. Frank has been involved in this. I believe you got to look it over, didn't you, Andy, at one time or another? I think everybody's aware of, we have one in place for the school that covers the events that the school has there, but the youth fair, we don't really have one in place with them. Do we have any discussion or questions we need to ask Frank or Dwayne? Everyone look this over?
Yeah. Frank, do you have any issues? I mean, you had the opportunity to look it over.
No, I think it's great. Dwayne and I got together and
All right.
hashed it out.
Dwayne, who will be signing for the County Youth Fair Association?
I will.
All right, so if we
You
pass
will
this-
as the president?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the president will be signing?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And if you will, if they choose to pass this, if you'll sign this before you leave today, all right?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Larry.
Second.
I have okay.
Go ahead.
Second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussions from anyone? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Yes, ma'am. Oh, no, if I would catch up, huh? My mouse out running my finger. You bet. Well, I'll lay this right here, Dwayne, and then if you will, let's just make sure that it gets filed with the clerk's office, and after it gets filed, then we can have copies for whoever needs one. All right, item number 9, discuss take action on transfer of employee and pay associated with transfer. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we moved a gentleman from Brady down to Frank Expo. We need to come up with the paperwork. So Paula can do the paperwork to do that, and then how we're going to pay this gentleman. The same gentleman also does probation on Saturday and Sunday when needed. When he's not needed, he works for the county to make up the other. I mean, he's always worked for the county, but payroll comes would be now, I guess, from the Expo. Is that correct?
Sure, yes, sir.
All right. So, Paula, what questions do we have what do we need put in place so you can actually do the proper paperwork?
Well, he's currently a 1F. Are we just going to put him under salary like the Expo, put him within that range? Does he say a 1F? How does it going to do that?
Did y'all expect him to keep the same pay rate?
Yes. The same pay won't be in that range?
It will.
Okay.
But we move him off of the
Yes.
grade and the
Yes.
staff and just make it a annual salary.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that our intentions?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, do I have a motion?
Yes.
I have a motion by Larry.
Second.
What do you want to put in that motion?
I would like a motion to transfer James Allen off of landscape to the Expo Center.
At the current
At the
salary.
At the current salary.
All right. So
That's
we
my
have,
motion. That's what
I have a motion by Larry to transfer James Allen from landscape to the expo at the same salary, correct? All right.
And I second it.
I have a second. Did you get that, Andy?
Got it.
Just for clarification, it's going to be the same allocation where he's being paid half through
Yes, sir.
community services and half through the expo.
Right. John's County, okay. Well, do we have any further questions or discussion on that one? All in favor of said motion? 5-4. I guess you'll get the paperwork, whatever we got to sign, process it through. All right. Mark, looks like it's back to you and Paula. Discuss, take action on a policy allowing for exempt fire department and sheriff's office personnel to be paid overtime while serving on any state or federal emergency deployment, which I believe we actually get reimbursed for. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. So, back home, when the guys are here, the exempt employees, they're working a common schedule. However, whenever they're deployed on state disasters, like the 2 hurricane deployments we did and the 2 wildfire deployments we've done, those guys are worked almost around the clock, especially the first 3 or 4 days. Their counterparts are getting paid overtime. The people they're supervising are getting paid overtime. And a lot of departments and counties have a policy in place that allows them to be paid overtime when they're on state time. And anything that we pay them, including overtime, as long as we have a policy in place, the state reimburses it.
But now you're only talking about the exempt staff because anyone who works overtime anyway, it's not exempt, is
Correct.
paid.
She's correct.
So this is only for exempt staff. We have to have a policy if they want.
Right. And I'm speaking, I'd like to speak for the sheriff's department as well. It's not as common when they get deployed, but they did get deployed, or they did go to Houston. So if they had been requested formally by the state, it would also apply to the 3 or 4 of them that are salaried. And again, there's no risk to the county because you're getting reimbursed 100, actually more than 100%. You're getting reimbursed for all their benefits for that time, even the people who cover for them when they're gone.
I mean, it's not an immediate reimbursement.
Right,
I mean, it's,
right.
you know.
We
the
paid and we get reimbursed.
The state is very slow, but we do get it, yes.
Okay. So, correct me, excuse my ignorance, are we passing so you will develop the policy to bring back to us?
Yes, and I have some questions on what you want in there. So, for the sheriff, we have to be specific. For the sheriff's office, any exempt staff to get paid overtime, are we going to use the 160 rule, the 171 rule?
Anything consistent.
Right.
Which one do you want? Looks to me like we need to let her research it. We don't have a motion on this.
Do we need to research this and you bring it back to us?
Well, I mean, I know the parameters we need to discuss. I just need the court to make that decision.
That's probably a Brian and Susie decision.
I would think we would just be consistent with our normal payroll cycle and our normal payroll policies. Whatever we're following now, we would follow then.
For each 207K.
Yes, ma'am.
hours worked. Okay.
Is that enough direction there to actually put the policy together?
Except for the sheriff's office, which probably won't happen hardly ever. Are you talking?
Well, if we're gonna do the 212 for the fire department, we need to do the 171 for the sheriff's.
Yeah, now, Brian and I are going to 207K. So we would be 85.
Y'all are salaried.
Right. We're a 40-hour week, so you wouldn't want to do 207K.
I agree.
They're salaried.
For example.
They don't ever get overtime. I mean, as far as that goes.
If they do, do y'all want to pay them?
Let me think about that.
Yes, they could be. They're
I'll ask him.
firefighters.
I think the fair thing to
When
do is if we
requested
work
by
a
the
40-hour week,
state.
anything
So
over
a lot of
40 hours
difference.
on deployment would be overtime. That's how the other counties and departments do it.
It's up to the court. You can pay exempt after 40 hours in a week, or you can pay them after the 212 a month.
Say, Mark, does the state request y'all? Or
Yes.
do you okay. What
It's
if you
a formal
volunteered?
request.
Would you get reimbursed?
We cannot volunteer for those deployments.
Okay.
In fact, sadly, yesterday there was a Weatherford firefighter killed or died on the line on the West Texas fires. And so we usually go with them, but we were not requested. So that's some of our guys we work with a lot. And so if we could have volunteered, we would have been there. But to answer your question, we'd have to be requested by STAR request through that county.
And once you're requested, then we turn in proper paperwork, we get reimbursed.
That's correct.
And just to be clear, because we've had previous discussions in general about this, any time that the fire department is requested, any equipment and staffing that would go has to be approved by the judge first before they deploy. And then if they're requested for each request for extension has to be approved by the judge.
And it usually includes Brian because we usually have good arguments on the weekend
That's right.
before we figure out who goes where and what goes where. And we never leave Somervell County unprotected.
That's right. It's an extensive conversation that we have, making sure we have backups in place.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah. But it's at the risk of sounding like it's a business, it's a moneymaker for the county. We're getting reimbursed for our salaries. However, the county is making money off any equipment we send. And I think all in all, we're already exceeded $100,000.
Do we need a motion?
Nah. So, do you have enough direction to put the policy together, bring back to us?
Do you want to do 40 hours on the fire department? Overtime at 40 or the 12?
It breaks down to this. If you do the salary, we get paid overtime after 40 hours, which would be true overtime to us. Or if you try to compare us to the firefighters, we'd have to work 56 hours before we got overtime, which I don't think would be fair to Brian because he works a 40-hour week.
What does our auditor and our treasurer think about this on the income?
Well, I mean, the intent is that this would only be in the case of when it's going to be reimbursed. So, from our standpoint, it really doesn't matter. I mean, from a county standpoint, because every dollar spent should be dollars coming back. So, I don't have a problem either way. We just need to be consistent with it. And, our policy, unfortunately, can't say only if it's going to be reimbursed, because I'm sure the state would object to that.
Right.
But knowing the intent here that it's only going to be paid
On deployment through TIFMAS, yes.
That's correct. So, it's a long way of saying it doesn't matter since it's going to be reimbursed. If you want to do the 40, it gives basically those two individuals a bump, and I'm fine with that.
Okay.
It leaves the rest of the staff at their existing.
Well, they're away from home.
Yes, they are.
I think it needs to be the 40 hours.
And they're not getting overtime when they're doing stuff around here. So.
And the only thing is, it could be spent out of one budget and reimbursed out of the next budget. When you're in the next budget.
Well, we'll just have to deal with that.
So as Paula puts the policy together, bring back to us, y'all are good with anything over 40 while they're on deployment through TIFMAS?
So we would do
Overtime?
the same with sheriff.
Yes.
Only on exempt.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So is that clear as it can possibly can't be?
And she will bring that back to us for approval?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll bring it back and we'll discuss it in July or August and we'll get it approved.
Okay.
Or disapproved or whichever. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. No action will be taken on 10. Number 11, discuss take action on setting new speed limit on County Road 328 in Shepherd Hills. Is that it?
That's it. I've had numerous requests from the residents on 328 to post the speed limit because there's not one posted this time, which puts it back at the normal 55 to 65 mile an hour. We're proposing to post it at 35 mile an hour, and we've got the proper paperwork here that the county attorney drew up. I can read it if you need me to.
You need a motion?
Yeah. Would you read it for him?
You bet. Whereas Commissioners Court, Somervell County has the authority pursuant to Section 251154 and 2545355 Texas Transportation Code to set a speed limit on its county roads which is lower than the prima facie speed limit set by state law. The Commissioner Court finds the prima facie speed limit set by the state law is unsafe on County Road 328, Shepherd Hill subdivision due to high pedestrian traffic, children playing, congested streets along the roadway. And whereas the Commissioner Court further finds a special hazard exists on County Road 328 in the Shepherd Hill subdivision, which requires a speed which is significantly lower than the prima facie speed limit. And whereas the Commissioner's Court, thanks a lot, Andy, voted to set a lower speed on its County Road number 328 in the Shepherd Hill subdivision on a duly posted and called meeting of the Commissioner's Court held at 9:30 a.m. Monday, June 11th on 2018. The posted speed limit on Somervell County Road 328 in Somervell Hill subdivisions hereby set at 35 miles per hour.
And I make a motion that we approve posting 35 mile an hour speed limit on County Road 328.
I have a motion by Kenneth.
Second.
I have a second by Don. Any further questions or discussion or comments? All right. All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against.
And these will be installed as soon as
Y'all want to
possible.
sign that and pass it back this way? Item number 12, accept Canon camera into inventory room purged of Sheriff's Department property line. Alan, is that you?
Yes, this was going through our evidence, a fraud case that we had through the credit card company. We've reached out and done the letter to the company. They, over the phone, they never replied back, but they said that they did not want to come back and get their camera that was bought with the credit card in the fraud case, and that we could go through our process to let that become county property now.
All right. Do I have a motion to accept the Canon camera back into Somervell County inventory?
So moved.
I have a motion by John,
Second.
second by Larry. Any further questions or discussion?
Is that something that y'all need in y'all's department?
Yes,
or-
we're actually going to use it.
Okay,
it's-
then you'll get an asset tag
Okay.
from Leslie.
All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. Thank you, Alan.
Thank y'all.
Item number 13, discuss take action on replacing the indoor AC heating unit in the county library. The outside unit is still in good shape, but the inside unit is 25 years old. It's gas. It's got two twin furnace upstairs, and they're wore out. It'll cost $4,900 to replace the entire inside unit. I think Mike had some money to replace the outside units when he was here about 4 or 5 years ago. He replaced both outside. Now the inside units need to be replaced.
The furnace just isn't working so well for them right now.
Yeah, you got it. Open windows, right, Audrey? Yeah, I know how you are.
4,900.
49, yeah, I'm sorry. Here you go. I've got 3 of these. It's all the same bid, same price. So, if y'all wish to move forward with replacing this, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Kenneth to replace the indoor unit at the library. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by John. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor of said motion? That's 5 for, 0 against. All right, item number 14, back to Brian.
I apologize, these were not sent out. I was working on budget and these are the transfers. Yeah, I apologize. So I'm totally fine if we need to skip this item for now, give y'all time to review the budget transfers. They're quite numerous, but they're all interdepartment. Nobody's swapping departments. It's just as we're cruising through the year, making transfers, and nothing is coming out of contingency.
Interdepartmental, everything is,
Yes, sir. If you look on the back page, you'll see that they all net out to, or the second to last page, they all net out to 0 on their departments. It's just moving from excess. The biggest one was we had to pay for our property insurance renewal. So that, comes around once a year. And that's you saw it on the check payment list. That's about $160,000 with property and auto. for the annual premium, so, and all the different liability coverages for elected officials and things like that. So, we budget best we can with anticipated premiums, but we don't know until it gets in, what it's gonna be, so we had to do some swapping around to get some of those line numbers to work.
So that answers the question I had. We do not know at the time the budget was passed what the rate would be.
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
In fact, for next year, I'm making a guess, what it will be next year, but we won't get those renewal numbers until about mid-May of next year.
Okay.
Now I make a motion that we approve the budget transfers.
I have a motion by Kenneth,
Second.
second by John. Any further questions or discussion for Brian? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against. You want to sign one of these, Brian, or do you care?
That'll be fine. Two of them, one will need to go to clerk and one to me.
Pass that down and sign it and head it back this direction. Item number 15, approve remainder of county bills.
Those were sent to you in 2 separate emails. The grand total is $512,470.82. As you can see, the largest one that we just talked about to the Texas Association of Counties Risk Management, $154,791. That's our annual premium for auto and our general liability and the property coverage for the county.
I make a motion we pay our bills.
Have a motion by Kenneth.
Second.
Have a second by Don. Any further questions or comments to Brian? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against. Approved county treasurer's report.
I make a
Pass that in
motion
front
we
of us.
approve the treasury report.
Wade?
Kenneth,
Second.
second by Don. Any further questions or discussion for Susie? All in favor said motion. 5 for, 0 against. Item number 17, approved monthly reports from county departments.
I make a motion we approve the monthly reports from county departments.
I have a motion by Kenneth.
Second.
Have a second by John. Any further questions or discussion about the reports at all? All in favor said motion. 5 for, 0 against. All right, at this time, we will retire in executive session to discuss real property. Eddie, how are things going for you?
Good.
Any good news, bad news?
We're just going through each of the closets and cleaning.
Okay, ready.
All right, it is 10:27. Somervell County Commissioners Court reconvened in open session. Do we have any action to be taken on executive session?
I'll make a motion that we request from the auditor to develop an RFP for Lot 3, Block 4A, and Lot 4, Block 4A of Gibbs Industrial Park for sale.
I have a motion by John.
Second.
I have a second by Kenneth. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against.
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
I have a motion by Kenneth to adjourn.
You have a second.
I have a second by Don. We'll adjourn this motion. We'll adjourn this meeting at 10:27. All in favor?